Hello and welcome to Chapter 9. Today we're going to be doing Chapter 9, Lesson 5. Today we're going to be adding unlike fractions. Now this is just like what we did the last video, except this time we're not going to be drawing out. We're going to be doing math, doing it with numbers and more concretely. So here's a good little tip here. It says you can use benchmark fractions. So that was what we talked about when we were rounding fractions to 0, 1/2, or a whole. Okay, this one particularly we are using a half to check your answer for reasonableness. Okay, so and then it says we're going to find common denominators to add. Okay, I always get kids when we're talking about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. When do I get common denominators? When do I do this? When do I do that? That's not the case. We just need to remember adding and subtracting, you need common denominators, and that's it. Okay, so let's get started here. In the morning, an octopus swam for 1/3 hours. 1/3 of an hour. In the afternoon, the octopus swam for 1/4 of an hour. How long did the octopus swim altogether? Okay, so I want to talk about this. 1/3 of an hour. What would that be? If I took 60 minutes and divided it into 3 equal parts, I would get 20 minutes. So 1/3 of an hour is actually 20 minutes. Okay, and then 1/4 of an hour is if I took 60 and I divided it into 4 equal parts. 2, 0, which would be 15 minutes. Okay, so there we go. Just to kind of make it more concrete, because I feel like when we were talking about 1/4 of an hour and 1/3 of an hour, I feel like sometimes we don't think that that's an actual number, right? In actual minutes. So we need to add 1/3 and 1/4. So our first step is going to be writing equivalent like fractions using the least common denominator. So if I have 3 and 4 and I write out my multiples, I would go 4, 8, 12. Okay, we know it's going to be 12 because they told us it's going to be 12, but 3, 6, 9, 12, boop, boop. Okay, so 12 is our least common denominator. We learned it as least common multiple. Multiple means count by. Some of you are still getting that mixed up between factors and multiples, right? Factors are smaller numbers that we're multiplying together to get the bigger number, the product. And multiples are counting by the number. So whenever we're finding the least common multiple, it's going to be larger than the two numbers we're looking at. Okay, so then I ask myself, what do I need to multiply 3 by to make it 12? I need to multiply it by 4. Over 4, do it to both of them, right? And then here I have 4, I need to multiply that by 3 to get the least common multiple, least common denominator. Okay, so I don't really love how they wrote this out, but we'll go with it. So 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. So if I'm taking 4/12 plus 3/12, I just have to add the numerators. 4 plus 3 is 7. The denominator stays the same, so our answer will be 7/12. Okay, so 1/3 plus 1/4 is actually 7/12. The octopus swam for 7/12 hours altogether. The model shows that 1/3 plus 1/4 is 7/12. So notice, if I broke 1/3 into 12 equal parts and 1/4 into 12 equal parts, I get 7 total. So how many minutes did he really go for? 35. So 35 minutes is 7/12 of an hour. Kind of cool. All right, let's keep going. Catalina spent 1/10 of her free time reading and 4/5 of her free time practicing her flute. What fraction of her free time did she spend reading and practicing her flute? All right, let's take a peek here. So I have 1/10 plus 4/5 is about 1/10 is about 0, right? Because that's really low. 1 out of 10. If I cut a pizza into 10 equal pieces and I only ate 1, didn't eat anywhere near half that pizza. And then 4/5 is about 1, so my answer should be about 1. Okay, that's kind of using our rounding we talked about in the first lesson to make sure we're getting close to the right answer or close to right answer. Write equivalent like fractions using the least common denominator, also known as least common multiple. The least common denominator is 10, right? Because if I have 10 and 5 and I do multiples of 10, boop, boop, and then I count by 5s, this is the first time they intersect, so 10 is going to be my least common denominator. Okay, so look at this. 10 already is a 10. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to keep it 1/10. But 4/5, I'm going to have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 2, and that's going to get me to 8/10. So if I'm adding 1/10 and 8/10, I'm going to just add 1 and 8 to get 9/10. So she spent 9/10 of her free time reading and practicing her flute. Is 9/10 about 1? Yes, it is. It is very close to 1. All right, let's look at another one. Write each sum in simplest form. Okay, now here's where I get to show you how I like to show my work. Okay, so I'm going to add 2/5 plus 1/2. Okay, 5 and 2, where do they intersect? Let's count by 5s, and then we can see where 2 is going to intersect it, okay? 5, 10. So for 2, I think we already know where it's going to be, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 is where they're going to intersect. So then I ask myself, what do I need to multiply 5 by to make it a 10? To multiply it by 2, so then I do the same to the numerator. So now I am working with 4/10 plus, what do I have to multiply 2 by to make it a 10? I need to multiply it by 5, do the same to the numerator. So I would get 5/10. So when I'm adding 4/10 and 5/10, I am going to get 9/10. 9/10. This is how I want you to show your work. Okay? This is helpful, but this is the bare minimum that I need to see on your work to show me that you understand it. Okay? Next one. Let's do 3/4 plus 1/8. So let's see. Where are 4 and 8 going to intersect? Hopefully you can know it's 8, but let's count by 8s. 8, 16, 24, and 4, I'm going to count by 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. So notice they both intersect at 8. 1/8 is already 1/8. It has a denominator of 8, so I don't have to do anything to that. To multiply by 2, and get 6/8. Okay, so I have 6/8 plus 1/8 is 7/8. Okay, so there we go, 7/8 right there. And something I haven't said yet, because these have all been in simplest form, but you should always double check, is my answer in simplest form? Okay, let's do some more examples here. Now, these ones come from your homework, so if you want to follow along, you can flip a couple page forward to the homework section that I usually, well, not for you guys, but usually I send these home for the other kids. Here we go. So I have 5/8 plus 3/10. Okay, this is going to be a little different here. This one's not going to be a straightforward least common denominator, so I think it's easier to count by tens. So 10, 20, I know 8 doesn't go into 20, 30, nope, 8 doesn't go into 30, but it does go into 40. 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40 is where they're going to intersect. So I'm going to multiply by 4, and get 12 40ths. See how that worked? And then 8, I need to multiply by 5 to get 25 40ths. Then I can add them together to get 37 40ths. Now, can that be simplified at all? No, that's good. 37 40ths. I don't know any numbers that go into 37. I'm going to guess it's going to be a prime number. Okay, so here we have 3/5 plus 1/4. Okay, so where do 5 and 4 intersect? If I count by 5s, 5, nope, 4 doesn't go into that. 10, nope. 15, nope. 20, yes. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20 is where they intersect. So I need to make 4 a 20. So multiply by 5, and get 5 20ths plus. Here I have to multiply by 4, and get 12 20ths. Okay, so if I'm going to add 12 and 5, my answer is going to be, I should have enough room, 17 20ths. Now, can it be reduced? Nope. 17 20ths is my answer. Okay, let's try another one here. 4/7 plus 1/8. Okay, where are 7 and 8 going to intersect? Let's count by 8s. It's fresh in my brain. I've done it quite a few times down here. 8, 16. And I'm asking myself each time I write down a multiple of 8, does 7 go into that? Does 7 go into that? Okay. 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, yes. And I know that because it's 8 times 7. So this one doesn't intersect anywhere except for 8 times 7, which maybe you've noticed that. 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and 56. So 56 is where they intersect. So what I was saying is, notice here, I multiplied by 4. What's the denominator of the other one? 4. Here I multiplied 5. What's the denominator of the other one? 5. And same is going to go for here. I'm going to multiply it by 8, which is this denominator, and multiply it by 7, which is this denominator. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 8. 4 times 8 is 32 over 56, plus multiply by 7, and it's 7 over 56. Okay, so 32 plus 7 is 39 56ths. Okay, now I'm going to ask myself, is that simplified? 56, I'm wondering about 3, but I know it can't be 3, so it must be simplified. Okay, so here are some word problems. Tasha ate 1/3 of a pizza, and Jay ate 3/8 of the same pizza. What fraction of the pizza was eaten? So again, if you're not sure, like if you get this thrown in with a bunch of different things, try the 10 and 2 method. So Tasha ate 10 pieces of pizza, and Jay ate 2 pieces of the same pizza. What fraction of the pizza was eaten, or how many pieces did she eat? And we're going to add, right? So if I take 1/3 plus 3/8, okay, so I'm going to see where do 8 and 3 intersect. 8, 16, 3 doesn't go into 16, 24, yep, 3 goes into 24 because it's 8 times 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. All right, that's the first spot that they intersect at, so I'm going to multiply by 3 and get 9/24. Multiply by 8 and get 8/24. Okay, so I'm going to add together 8 and 9 to get 17/24. So they ate 17/24 of the pizza. Notice my label. Sometimes we just write an answer down and we don't write the label on there. So let's get that label on there. Next. Basir took a science test on Friday. 1/8 of the questions were multiple choice. And 3/4 of the questions were true-false questions. What part of the total number of questions were the multiple choice or true-false? So I'm going to add multiple choice and true-false together to get how many questions were either or. Okay, so I'm looking at 8 and 4. So I'm going to just take 8 and 4 down here. 4 goes into 8. So I'm going to multiply by 2, multiply by 2. This one's already 8, so I can just write it down. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 7/8. So 7/8 of the test of the questions were true, false, or multiple choice. Okie dokie. That is all that I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your assignment, and we'll see you tomorrow.